Okay, so let's just admit it, AI is moving so fast right now, it's almost impossible to keep up. And it's about to take another huge leap forward with models like the one everyone's talking about, GPT-5. So today, we're going to break it all down. What does this new era of AI actually mean for us? What's just around the corner? And really, how is it going to change, well, everything? Let's get into it.
And to really get a handle on just how big this is, you have to hear this quote from OpenAI's CEO, Sam Altman. I mean, this one really stops you in your tracks. He said it, and it's a huge claim, right? But it perfectly sets the stage for what we're talking about today. This isn't some far-off science fiction future anymore. This is a massive shift, and it's happening right now.
And yeah, revolution is the right word. I mean, think about it. For most of us, for you and me, this is probably the biggest technological shift we will ever see in our lifetimes. It's a genuinely historic moment, and we're living right in the middle of it. You know, this isn't some quiet discovery happening in a dusty old lab somewhere. No way. What we're seeing is a full-on global race. We're talking hundreds of billions of dollars, the smartest people on the planet, all pushing in one direction. This competition to build the next great AI, it's literally redefining what's possible. Not year by year, but almost day by day. It's mind-blowing how quickly the world has changed. Let's do a little time travel. Think back just 10 years. The idea of superintelligence, that was pure sci-fi, right? Stuff for movies. But now, Altman says we can actually see the path to it, even if it's a bit foggy. And in that same short window, AI has gone from being kind of clumsy, struggling with basic stuff, to absolutely acing exams that even the smartest human experts find tough. So, what's the engine that's going to push us even faster into that future? Well, right now, all eyes are on the next wave of models, and the big one is GPT-5. And the buzz is that this isn't just another small step up. We're not just talking about an upgrade here. The expectation is that this is a whole new level, a totally new kind of tool. And that brings me to this kind of funny but brilliant paradox. Sam Altman famously said that GPT-4, the model that can pass the bar exam, is the dumbest model any of us will ever have to use again. And he's not trashing his own product. What he's doing is making a promise. He's telling us that this insane pace of improvement, that's the new normal. So here's the jump we're expecting to see. GPT-4, it was an incredible knowledge engine, right? You could ask it anything. It was an answer machine. But the next step, what GPT-5 is supposed to be, is a creation engine. We're talking about a tool that can whip up complex software on demand, that can take an idea you have and turn it into a real thing right there in real time. That's a huge shift from just analyzing things to actually creating them. And here's a little story from Altman himself that just makes this so clear. He said when he was a kid, he spent hours and hours painfully trying to code a simple game of Snake on his calculator. So, just for fun, he asked an early version of GPT-5 to do it, and it spat out a perfect version in 7 seconds. 7. This isn't just about being faster. This is about the space between your idea and making it real, shrinking to almost nothing. And the upgrades go way beyond just coding. The writing, for instance, is supposed to be so much more natural. It gets rid of that kind of robotic, clunky text some people call AI slop. In fact, people who've apparently used it say that it's so good, going back to GPT-4 feels, and this is the quote, terrible in comparison. Just imagine that. A tool that gives one person the power of a whole team of creatives. But look, as powerful as a tool like GPT-5 might be, it's really just a single step on a much longer journey. The end game, that thing we can now just barely see through the fog, is superintelligence. So, where is this all headed? Let's trace the path. This timeline really puts it into perspective how fast this could happen. Altman thinks that by early next year, we could see the first significant discoveries made by an AI. And by the end of 2027, that's just a few years away, most experts will be saying, yep, AI just made a major scientific breakthrough, all on its own. The real goal is to get from solving problems that take us a few minutes to tackling these massive 1,000-hour problems, like proving brand new mathematical theorems. That's the frontier. Okay, so what is superintelligence? It's a big word, but Altman has a very simple, very clear definition. He says it's an AI that's better at doing AI research than his entire team of world-class scientists. And it's an AI that would be better at his job as CEO of OpenAI than he is. That's the bar. It's pretty incredible when you think about it like that. Now, obviously, getting there is not going to be easy. It's not a straight shot. There are some huge hurdles to overcome. First up is compute. We're talking about the biggest infrastructure project in human history. And the main bottleneck? Energy. Just finding enough power. Second is data. The AI has basically read the entire internet. Now it needs to learn how to discover things that aren't in any book or website. Third, algorithms. We need to find totally new ways for AI to learn, to reason. And finally, products. You can have all this amazing science, but you have to turn it into tools that people can actually use. But once we start clearing these hurdles, the changes are going to ripple through everything. So let's talk about that. Let's look ahead a little bit and try to imagine what this world, powered by this new kind of AI, might actually feel like. And I think the first huge question we're all going to have to wrestle with is, what is real? I mean, really, when an AI can create a flawless video or a song or an image of anything you can imagine, how do you know what's real and what's not? A perfect example of this is that video of bunnies jumping on a trampoline that went viral. Did you see it? So many people loved it, they shared it everywhere, and then found out later it was totally fake, 100% generated by AI. And Altman's point is, that's the future. Our idea of what real even means is just going to shift. You know, just like today we don't really blink at photo filters or digital editing, it'll just become normal. And that leads us to the big one, right? The question that's probably on everybody's mind. What about our jobs? What does this mean for the way we work, for our careers? Is this thing here to replace us or to help us? Well, Altman sees it as a kind of two-sided coin. On one side, there's a real challenge, especially for older workers who've been in a certain career for a long time. An entire category of job could just vanish, and retraining isn't always easy or desirable. But then you flip the coin. For a 22-year-old just starting out, he calls them the luckiest kid in all of history. Why? Because they're getting tools that could let a single person build a billion-dollar company all by themselves. But maybe the most profound change of all will be in our health. You can kind of see it in 3 steps. Step 1 is happening right now, in 2025. These new models, like GPT-5, are expected to give us way, way better medical advice. Then, step 2, maybe by 2035, Altman is optimistic AI will help us actually cure or treat some of the worst diseases we face. And then, step 3, the future. Imagine a GPT-8 that can design its own experiments, create new molecules, and guide a new drug through the entire development process, all on its own. It's an incredible vision. Okay, so when you hear about all these huge, monumental changes coming, it's easy to feel like you're just along for the ride, right? Like you're just a passenger. But that's not the case. We all have a part to play. So the question becomes, what is our role? What's our responsibility in this new future we're building? So if you're looking for one piece of practical, tactical advice, what can you do right now? Sam Altman's answer is incredibly simple. He just says, use the tools. That's it. Don't just read articles about AI. Get your hands on it. Play with it. Get fluent. Figure out what it's good at, what it's bad at, and start thinking about how you can use it to make your own life, your own work better. And you know, maybe that's the best way to frame all of this. It's a powerful idea. The AI isn't the end of the story. It's not the ultimate intelligence. We are. Human society, this massive collective intelligence we've been building for thousands of years, that's the real magic. You think about the printing press, the computer, the internet. AI is just the next layer on top of all of that. It's a new foundation that all of us get to build on. Which brings us to the last and maybe the most important question of all. Altman calls this moment an incredible infinite canvas. The tools are getting more powerful than we can even imagine. The old limits are just disappearing. So the only real question left, the one we all have to answer, is a personal one. With this infinite canvas in front of us, what are we going to create?